Welcome to Robyn's Roost. I'm Robyn Rasset, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Mayer, Minnesota. And today I want to share with you a fun, never-ending card. This is like what you really call a fun fold, right? Because it just never quits folding, right? It just keeps going and going and going. It never ends. You know, your recipient can just keep playing with it all afternoon when you give it to them. So let's flip the camera and start learning how to create this. So we need to start with two pieces of cardstock that are cut 5.5 by 4 1/4. So basically it's like a card cut in half, right? So on one of these we are going to score it on the long edges at 1 1/16. And then flip it over and score the other side at the same, at 1 1/16. Whoops. Whoops. Almost forgot, we need to cut it in half then. So we're going to be cutting it at 2 3/4. Set that aside, and then we're going to score on the opposite edges on this piece. We're going to score these at 1 3/8. And then flip it over and 1 3/8 again. And then this one is going to get cut in half the other direction at 2 1/8. So basically they're scored and cut opposite directions. And then we'll get our trimmer out of the way. And it might be helpful to lay these out kind of like this so that you can see this is going to be your base, and then these are going to flap on top. So we need to put adhesive on the upper corners and the bottom corners. So not on all 4, just on 2 of these and 2 of these. And we just want them up here. They're going to get adhered to this piece, and we want to make sure it's above the score lines. Of course, down here below the score line. And you want to use tear and tape or stamp and seal or liquid glue, something that's got a really sturdy adhesive to it, because trust me, the people you give this to are going to have fun flipping this back and forth. It's going to get used. So then we are going to line up these 2 edges. Hopefully I can do it without putting my head in the camera. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, so we'll line these up. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. And I swear sometimes the most difficult part of making this card is taking these little glue backers off. And then you want to do the same thing on this one, get it all lined up nice and even. And then we're just going to open it and kind of, this one's going to open this way. Get our scores lightly folded. And then if you want, you can go back over it with a bone folder once you've got them working. Go ahead and burnish those folds down good. And then we're going to start back at the beginning, which I get kind of confused on this. I'm gonna look at one of my other ones just to make sure. Yep, I've got the wrong. Okay, so I want to be here is the beginning, right? So you're gonna have two big pieces here, the little ones like this. Now for our decorations, for this side, we're gonna call this section 1. We need 2 pieces of DSP that are 2.5 by 1 3/4, and then 4 pieces of DSP that are 1 1/8 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to pull these in here, and this is from the, I can never remember names. It's the fall one that goes with the Harvest. Let me look. It's the Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper, and this paper is in good taste. And now I'm using 3 different stamp sets for this. I just couldn't contain myself. So we've got the Beautiful Moments. It's this pretty line drawings with the girls on the beach. And then I wanted a birthday greeting because I wanted this to be a birthday card. So I've got your Sunny Sentiments birthday greeting. And then a couple of the little word greetings come from the Threw It Together stamp set. So I know I went a little overboard on stamp sets, but I don't usually use quite that many. So for this one, I'm going to take one of the girls, and I'm not sure. I went back and forth between doing early espresso, because I've got the browns going here, or black, but I think I'm going to stick with the black. And we're just using the 1 ink. So the girl, of course, isn't going to all fit on this, but we're just going to put as much of her on as we can. And then I want a greeting on the other side, and this says thinking of you. And I've got a couple little, well, I guess not a couple, there's one butterfly, and I'm going to put him on here a couple times. Now I'm going to let these dry a little bit, and we'll adhere these. Okay, these should be dry by now. I always hate when I stamp something and then flip it over and wreck my image because it's not quite dry. I got glue balls on my fingers. I'm not sure if I'm totally in love with this Stamp and Seal just yet, but it does stick really well. It's a little bit more awkward to use. So there we have our front, and then we're going to flip it open to our second section. And for our second section, we need 2 pieces that are 2 inches by 2.5. And I made this a little bit bigger than the original design called for because I have my my birthday stamp, and I wanted to make sure that it would fit on there. So I'm going to stamp my birthday greeting here. Then I'm going to add a couple of my little butterflies. Now, Maybe I want to put some butterflies on our top piece as well. Maybe just a couple. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over to the, this is our third section, I believe. Let me get my stamps out of the way here. Okay, and for this section, we need two pieces that are cut 2.5 by 1 3/4, and then 4 of them that are cut 3/4 by 1 1/4. It's going to look like this. And I'll try to put these so the words are not upside down. Now for this layer, I'm going to stamp a greeting. It says, "You are loved today and always," and that's for from the Through It Together stamp set. And then I'm going to cut them apart, because for this layer we want anything we put on here to be in the center so that it doesn't show on where it flips to the other side. So I think I am maybe going to trim this just a little bit smaller. Hopefully it's dry enough. And then we will just slice all these words apart. Now let's see if we can find them all. And decide exactly where we want to put them. I think I'll cut the "and" apart too, and then we'll have 3 on each side. Pull in a little bit of my liquid glue. I think I got too much on there already. Oh, that was quick. And you can kind of play around with your words when you use the liquid glue, so you can spin them a little bit if you want. So that is that layer. You see, you just cut those words apart. And for our final layer, this is going to be where you would sign your name. So we need 4 pieces that are 7/8 inch by 2.5. It's going to be our edge pieces. Did I lose one already? And then we have 2 pieces that are 2 by 2.5. Oh, the lost is found. It was laying right here in front of me. Okay, so first I'm going to tape these down. You can maybe tell that I really love this green paper with the script lettering on it. I've been hoarding it and using it in little strips like this. Okay, for this final piece, I want to do one of the scenery kind of girls here on the top, and then a greeting down here, and then I'll sign my name. Collect beautiful moments. I thought that was pretty. Kind of the seashells and collecting seashells and life seashells. And I'm going to put these two little girls on here, and I think we're going to get almost all of them on here. Oh, we did get them all on there. So they're going to go up there. And then the swirls on our greeting might hang off just a little. I'll put it up towards the top and then leaving enough room to sign my name below. Perfect. And that is one of the nice things about some of the lighter pieces in this In Good Taste. I think I got the name right. Paper. I like stamping right on my designer series paper sometimes, rather than having a strip of white across it. But if you're using a darker designer series paper, you could do that as well. Just add a strip of white with your greeting on it. One thing I wanted to mention too, oops, I got that one down crooked. Phew, wasn't stuck yet. One thing that I wanted to mention as well, I just love these, I don't know, I think of them as line art, I guess, stamp sets. I know I have one that's really, really old, probably at least 15 or 20 years old. And you know, this is a current one. There's also one kind of a masculine one that I have. And there is a new one coming out, at least one, that will be out in the spring catalog that I just got a peek at. So here we are. Now this is our signature piece, and then it'll flip back, whoops, back to, if I get this right, there's the first page, and then your recipient can just play with this. Here's our little greetings there, your signature page. It just keeps flipping on and on. It's the never-ending card. Now I wanted to show you a couple other ones that I made. And here's that new stamp set that I was telling you about, combined with parts from this one and some new paper. Oh, and I must have it upside down. Here we go. Start this way. I had it flipped wrong because I was looking at it. So we start like this. And then that's a greeting from the new stamp set. It's new paper that's going to be coming out in January. Isn't that pretty? And so much fun. And then I do have one other one that I've made recently. And this one is a wedding card using the Elegantly Said. I think I might have the wrong name, as usual. But it's this beautiful foiled paper. Oh, and I must have this one upside down too. There we go. So remember that when it starts looking backwards, you probably just have it in the wrong spot that you're starting. So we've got our love and laughter, thinking of you, and I just love, you know, the shiny side of this paper is so pretty, but I really wanted to like tone it down with just some of the grays, and this is the back sides of the paper. And this one was left just blank. And here's kind of our signature page. So have lots of fun and see what you can come up with different stamp sets in this fun, never-ending card design. Have a great day and head on over to my store if you want to pick up any of these fun Stampin' Up! Items. Thanks for stopping by at the Roost.